In the next few videos, I'm going to be talking about free will, or the myth of free will. Because if we can get a handle on the fact that free will doesn't exist, or at least is hampered by different factors, then we can be more compassionate about other people's choices. If we realize that their choices are made based off the information that they have, we can learn to provide different information to stimulate better choices, and therefore have a more compassionate society. Now, my hypothesis is that free will doesn't exist. Now, this is something that I came to a few years ago, and I had this example. I taught this example at one of our theological discussions when I was pastoring a church in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. And that's the illustration of how about the choice of going to Burger King and getting a Whopper Jr. meal. Now, there are numerous things that affect that decision. Number one, we may be desiring to go to Burger King to get a Whopper Jr. meal because we're craving the salt from the French fries, or we're craving that incredible mixture of mayonnaise and ketchup that's on a Whopper Jr. And I don't know why the Whopper Jr. tastes completely different than a Whopper, but that may be the driving force internally, the desire for that Whopper Jr. meal. But there is external factors that influence our decision to go buy the Whopper Jr. meal. First, economics. We may not have the money to go and buy the Whopper Jr. meal, so that would affect our decision on going to buy that Whopper Jr. As I was telling this story at the church, this sweet guy, he wasn't the brightest fellow in the world, but in some ways he was the most insightful. He raises his hand and he says, "We don't have a Burger King here in town." Well, that brings up another external factor in making the decision to buy a Whopper Jr. meal. Geography. If you really think about it, geography plays a great deal of influence on our decisions. If you were born in India, most likely you'd be Hindu. If you were born in the Middle East, most likely you'd be Islamic. If you were born in the United States, most likely you'd be Christian. If you were born in Scandinavia or Iceland, you'd most likely be atheist. Geography plays a great deal on our decisions that we make. So our will is influenced by all these external and internal factors. And our choices are derived from all those factors. We're really not that free. Which could sound like bad news, but it is good news, because we can begin to put ourselves in different places to provide different information to make different choices and more productive choices. And we can also be more compassionate to those who've made choices different than us. That's my thoughts on free will today. I'll see you next time.